Yeah, Diabo, you know what? I don't think the community members here are quite convinced by this high-level, visible showing of the police. Tensions are at an all-time high, and we were inside where the Minister of Police, the Gauteng Premier, as well as the MEC for Safety and Community, Mamfaith Masibuko, were giving community members feedback, and between all the shouting and the chaos, and community members really passionately trying to explain why they have no confidence in the police. It was quite difficult to keep track of that. So we've stepped outside from the community hall to speak to some of the community members here that were inside the recreational hall but do live here and know what some of the issues are. Before I do speak to my first guest, Rashina, I just want to show you this armband that's on my arm here, Diabo. And this armband represents how extremely tight security is here at the recreation center. There have been a couple of arguments between the safety police here as well as the normal police, who are trying to keep a close watch on the community members coming in and out of the recreation center. So this really demonstrates the extent to which the police are taking this seriously and how absolutely tense this situation is. But to talk to me a little bit more about some of the issues that the community members have, I have with me here Ms. Rashina Reyes. Thank you so much for speaking to me, Rashina. What are some of the biggest issues that you as the community members here would like to highlight to the minister?
Thank you, Nono. Nono, I mean, what I do see, one of my biggest issues are unemployment, the absence of our police force. If the police can just do their job, We don't want you to go above and beyond. We just want you to do policing. You guys later out your thing is what's this thing is full of integrity, but there's no integrity. Our people go to the police station, report cases in private. They take you in a private room and you come out of there, you're not even up the street, and then everybody knows that you were the one that went and said.
Unacceptable, a lack of trust in the police. If you can just come a little bit closer to me. One of the other issues we spoke about a little bit off air was around the issue of jobs and around how the lack of jobs in the community is making the situation worse, especially around with the young children here.
Most definitely, Nona. As you can recall, someone in there spoke to Faith Masibuko, and he told her, she said we're lazy. She said our kids doesn't apply. Our kids do apply. I personally took kids to Pretoria for the SABC evaluation. I promise you, I've got a list of kids who hasn't been contacted, who hasn't been phoned, nothing. We went to Parktown to ask them what's happening to the kids' application. They just very, very casually told me that they must know it in 3 months if they haven't been asked, if they haven't had a call back. They're not
All right.
coming.
Thanks so much, Rashina. If you could just step over here. We just want to get as many voices as we can before we conclude our interview. What are your issues here that you want to highlight with the minister and the high-level officials here?
So I'm a friend of the community. Most of my closest friends who have since become my family are from the Westbury community and surrounds. So I'm always, 90% of my time is here. And one of the things that really has got me really so passionate and involved is just the deep, deep despair and desperation that the community faces. Ultimately, we can say it's gang violence and all of those things, but it's an ill that it stems from really no hope, socio-economic. Unemployment rate is really disastrous. You drive.
Thank you so much. I'm going to leave it there. If you could just speak to me, Mr. Eugene, we're going to close off with you. Time is a little bit tight for us today. You spoke on the podium and you said that this is not a colored issue. What did you mean by that?
I meant that in the past we were labeled as colored. And that label of colored, we are being marginalized through that label, colored, being called colored. As I said on the podium, when I send in a CV, they look at it, racial, colored, it goes into the bin. That's how we are being marginalized. And I'd like to say that in the past, I was born in Sapphire Town, 23 Gold Street. That's in 1944. When they threw us out of Sapphire Town, they threw us into Westbury, which was still Westbury Native Township. They took the blacks out, sent them to Soweto, and they dumped us here. It was supposed to have been a transit camp. We were here 15 years in a transit camp. That is how we started REC, the Westbury Resident Action Committee.
Now it's being ruined by gangsterism and violence and crime.
Yeah, it's being ruined by them. And you go to the police, no help. What do we do now? Do we have to start burning? Do we have to start throwing stones? Do I have to start doing all those funny things? We don't want that. We want communication. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Billings, who is the chairman of the Westbury Residents Action Committee there, Diabo, just sort of giving us an idea. And you know, the issues here in Westbury are so deep-seated and deep-rooted. It's not just the issue of criminality and gangsterism. It's also the issue of socio-economic ills as well as identity. And these are all issues that are coming out of this meeting here with the police. But I think the question should be raised on a broader issue where, you know, the social development department comes here and has ambizos with the community to really sort out those bigger challenges that are coming from the household: poverty, boredom, lack of jobs, the sense of wanting to belong to something. The young children here, especially the young boys, are being enticed into the gangs because they are given a sense of belonging, a sense of community and identity, and that exacerbates the situation. While the police are doing what they can to arrest the criminals, there needs to be more social cohesion brought here in Westbury. Diabo.